Both legs hooked. We've got a new champion. We've got a new champion.
Do I consider myself the greatest AEW World Champion of all time?
And new All Elite Wrestling World Champion.
For my money, Jon Moxley has almost always been the face of AEW.
This is the AEW World Championship. It's beautiful because of what it represents. It represents the passion for this sport, passion for this business.
Well, Moxley comes into AEW with a loaded roster and takes over.
It represents the passion of the guys and girls in the back and the fans that fill the arenas and watch at home.
This guy is the proverbial fighting champion. He's constantly grinding. He's constantly fighting. He's constantly competing.
Every AEW fan out there that said, we want something different, we want something better, we brought pro wrestling back.
He's overcome personal demons. We talked about his alcohol issues and how he fought through that. He's just got a great fighting spirit. And sometimes I wonder if he likes to fight too much.
So I will defend this belt with my life. I'm cashing my chip in full gear!
Jon Moxley is the best wrestler in the world, for now. And I really hope he enjoys that honor and distinction, because I have gone through a lot.
We've seen a different side out of MJF over the last few weeks, but I'm not sure everyone fully believes that's who he is.
All the shit I've gone through, all the trauma, all the bullying, all the blood, the sweat, the tears, it would make it all worth it. And even if I only feel a sense of satisfaction for all of 3 seconds, it's 3 seconds of my life where I'll actually be fulfilled.
A lot of people don't know this, but me and Jamie Hayter go way back. During the pandemic, me and Jamie actually lived together in England, so we spent a lot of months together. We became best friends. If anything, we became like sisters.
Jamie Hayter, this entire time in AEW, pretends that those days never happened, and that may be what it takes for Jamie Hayter to be ruthless enough to become champion at Full Gear.
My change of attitude?
Jamie Hayter wouldn't even talk to me. She wouldn't even look at me, and it was quite clear.
That's weird. I thought I was being nice. What do you mean, change of attitude? I feel like I'm the same old Jamie Hayter I always have been. But maybe people just didn't notice who I was before.
I knew straight away that we weren't friends anymore. It was very obvious that she's Britt's friend now.
I'm there beside her, but Jamie Hayter doesn't need me. I'm just lucky enough to be by her side.
And I think there's something so organic and something just so great happening with Jamie Hayter right now. I don't think she needs to be in the shadow of somebody like a Britt Baker.
I don't know if stepping out of Britt Baker's shell is the right terminology or not, but I do know it's time for Jamie Hayter to become a world champion.
You heard from Keith at all?
Yeah, he's coming.
Well, Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee, 2 different guys. But yet, when the bell rings as a cohesive unit, they're tremendous.
Keith Lee is maybe the straightest shooter that you can find. He's a man that is, he does what he says, and he can back it up with his immense physical presence. Swerve Strickland, he's a man that can't be trusted. He's a man that will get the job done by any means necessary.
Took you long enough?
Me? All right, man. Let's do this.
These cryptic messages. What do you think Death Triangle thinks about your cryptic messages, huh? I'll tell you. We couldn't give a piss.
I believe these messages have been about is a reminder from the Elite that they are the first trios champions.
I think it's all mind games. I think it's all about intimidation.
What they've done is create an awareness to their return. All 3 of those guys.
And while Death Triangle ultimately were crowned AEW World Trios champions, they never beat the Elite to do so.
But I think the champions are more motivated to keep the titles than Kenny and the Bucks are to win the title.
So the Elite sit on their asses for 2 months and they expect to swan in and best the Death Triangle. Hey, you. Look me in the eyeball and tell me you believe that, huh? I don't know. Exactly.
I'm changing what Ring of Honor is. I'm gonna desecrate its legacy. I'm gonna destroy its legend. I'm gonna beat every great champion that's ever held the Ring of Jericho title.
Jericho's proven there's no honor in his ROH.
The Ring of Jericho era has begun.
It's every man for themselves. With the Ring of Honor World Championship on the line, I could see this getting a little nasty.
This match is very unpredictable.
You can't crown 2 Ring of Honor champions. There's gonna be 1 at the end of this match.
The way you treated that Ring of Honor championship, the way you treated my friends, you're not gonna be ready for what I'm gonna bring at Full Gear.
And the Ring of Honor World Championship is a symbol that means a whole hell of a lot to me.
Chris Jericho knows damn well that at the end of this match, the Ring of Honor World title is staying in the JAS.
It felt terrible to lose my first ever World Championship, the Ring of Honor World Championship. But what I'm upset about is how I lost and how Chris Jericho won the Ring of Honor World Championship.
The way his reign started and how he's conducted himself, he's brought nothing but dishonor to that title.
Jericho wants to take over the brand and then build it in his image.
I'm gonna beat every great champion that's ever held the Ring of Jericho title.
He feels that he is the reason that the ROH title has been elevated.
I said I was gonna desecrate the legacy of Ring of Honor, and I'm doing it.
This is classless. Oh, wait a second. Claudio Castagnoli. Oh, Bryan Danielson. Blackpool versus JAS right here. This is breaking down.
Both of these gentlemen have legitimate reasons as to why they want to face Chris Jericho. So, Chris, make your choice.
I don't think the Blackpool Combat Club really like each other. I'll take you both on. But what if I bring in Sammy Guevara and make it a 4-way?
I have an opportunity to fulfill my destiny, to be a world champion.
If Sammy Guevara thinks he's going to go into business for himself and do anything but help Jericho retain the championship, then Sammy's making a big mistake.
I know you're going to do the right thing.
I promise you, the Ring of Honor World title stays in the JAS.
When you get to this point and you crystallize the meaning of your life, these moments, they don't come very often. This is a chance to save something that deserves to be treasured.
At the 4-way match for the Ring of Honor Championship at Full Gear, I believe it's going to be every man for himself.
I like the evenness of this match. There's no clear-cut favorite.
It's every man for himself, but will that happen?
Come Full Gear. There's nothing that Bryan Danielson or Sammy Guevara can do to stop me from whooping you pillar to post and take back my Ring of Honor World Championship.
Chris Jericho, he put me in this match not only to even the odds, but Chris Jericho put me in this match because he knows when Sammy Guevara is in the ring and the lights are on and it's a big match, Sammy Guevara delivers like nobody has ever seen before.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to restore the prestige, to restore the dignity, to restore the honor of the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Toni Storm has proven herself beyond a shadow of a doubt to be a true champion.
Interim or not, she's got a lot of courage. But this is going to be tough. And again, you got those wild card elements. Who does Toni Storm have in her camp that she can enlist to help her offset negative odds in this matchup?
Britt's got the belt. Oh, right in the head.
But I don't know the answer to that. I know who Jamie Hayter has. She has a controversial Britt Baker.
This is why I've been desperately seeking. I've been breaking my back for professional wrestling.
They are out of control right now, out of control.
This is my moment, and I'm finally gonna have it.
I know this match is going to be tough physically, but I can take hits all day long. This match is going to be very difficult on a personal level for me.
Well, Jamie Hayter's always been an incredible professional wrestler. We have seen a different side to her over the last few months, and if you think back to All Out, Hayter was a hair's breadth away from becoming the AEW Interim Women's World Champion. were it not for the intervention of Dr. Britt Baker. And that might be something that rests heavy on Jamie Hayter's mind.
The ripcord lariat. 1, 2, and she just stole it from her friend Jamie Hayter. And Jamie Hayter, her friend, is pissed.
Feelings aside, memories aside, nothing matters when we step into that ring except me becoming the champion.
Yes, I am very aware that I potentially cost Jamie the championship title. I made a human error and a human mistake, and I apologize to Jamie every day since then. When somebody forgives you for something so horrible that I did to Jamie, you will do anything in return for them.
People are noticing how good she's become. She's powerful, she's beautiful, she's incredible. But none of that is gonna matter when you step into the ring with me at Full Gear.
I'm taking that belt off you. For 7 years, I've been waiting for a moment like this.
Hey, Wardlow, can I just Sorry, man, I just want to know how you're feeling after Samoa Joe, your friend, just totally betrayed your brother.
How I'm feeling? I'm pissed off!
Wardlow just surrounded on all sides. Wow, shocking ordeal. Wardlow never saw it coming.
You have Wardlow and Samoa Joe. There's a kinship between these two.
What a dastardly, cowardly thing to do by Mike Bennett.
On that bad leg.
Oh.
Watch out.
I think business is about to pick up. Samoa Joe can be so dominant, so destructive, and what a team that War Joe could make if they spend a lot of time together.
That's definitely going to come into play for Hobbs. I think he's got to keep his head on a swivel.
Now, who does Hobbs have in his sights?
Anybody he wants, Excalibur, anybody he wants. I think Willie is tired of what he perceives as being overlooked.
Today is a very dark day because you thought you walked out here and you sent a message. Well, now you meet the real Samoa Joe. You meet the real Wardlow, and you understand that the next time these men step into the ring with us, nobody walks out alive. War Joe is going to kill you.
Oh my God, the most dangerous man in this match is Samoa Joe, hands down. I think that he is somebody that you can underestimate the animalistic side of what comes alive when he steps in the ring.
All three of these men are dangerous. It's hard to pick one who is more dangerous than the other.
Will Hobbs, get out here right now!
Yeah, you don't have to ask twice.
You think you two bitch-made punks can survive a night in my world?
You ain't getting that TNT title. It is mine. I'm gonna take every title in this company.
When's the last time you looked death in the face?
Oh! Wow! Samoa Joe! What the hell? Joe, man!
Samoa Joe, this is exactly why I trust no one.
That man is terrifying. It's just a reminder to everybody of who exactly the hell Samoa Joe is.
Wardlow, week after week, came in here, ran his mouth, and failed to recognize the most dangerous man in the room. And for that mistake, he paid the ultimate price. You have woken the wild animal. You people think you know Wardlow. You have no idea.
It's going to be three of the most powerful, three of the strongest in AEW really colliding.
This is going to be just a clash of the titans. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow.
See, you know what really bugs me is that everybody's saying the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, is gonna walk out the TNT champion.
I think that Samoa Joe's gonna be walking away with the TNT championship.
I'm going to say that Samoa Joe walks out with the TNT championship.
That's no surprise to me because ever since I was 12 years old, I've been counted out. I walk up and down these streets. I've been bullied, I've been beaten up. Wardlow's talk about he's had it so tough. Samoa Joe's talk about how much he busted his ass during his career. Well, let me ask you this. When's the last time you had to scrub blood off a porch? I'm taking everything that means something to you. Just like everyone has taken everything that's meant something to me. Whether it was money, whether it was family. I'm gonna let each and every one of you feel the pain, the anger, the frustration, the hurt, the happiness that I'm feeling. Joe, Wardlow, we are nothing alike. Chapter 13 of the Book of Hobbs closes as the Monstar Powerhouse Hobbs as the new AEW TNT champion.
When Saraya's music hit at Grand Slam, I was confused.
I can't believe this. Britt Baker looks like she's seen a ghost. What a moment!
Had a chance to talk to Saraya when she made her debut at Grand Slam in New York City. She was really excited, really filled with emotion about not only becoming a part of AEW, but a chance to getting back in the ring for the first time in quite a while.
Well, in my professional opinion, the landscape in the women's roster here in AEW just changed, boys.
I can feel this new lease on life from her in terms of like, she never thought this was gonna happen. So if you think that there's a part of her that's going to leave any stone unturned, you're nuts.
When I said we're gonna make a change, I promise you we're gonna make a change.
Look what we have here, guys. Another shiny new toy. And we've seen them come. We've certainly seen them go.
She's the top dog, isn't she? She's the face of the women's division. She's the one who was the first ever signee to AEW. She's the one who's been carrying and building this division since then. My thought process was, I'm gonna come in and take out Britt Baker. That was my mission.
Of course Saraya came for me. She knows. I'm not even at the top of the food chain. I'm off the menu. I'm special order. Of course she's going to come for me because she's smart.
Did Saraya go after the wrong woman when going after Britt Baker? I'm going to say no. I think if you want to establish yourself as a top star in AEW, you have to go for the top.
The emotions I'm feeling right now, is hard to really narrow down just one because I never thought after 5 years I would be stepping back in the ring again.
I bet you guys are really wondering what's happening with me now. Am I cleared? Am I not cleared? Am I gonna wrestle? A couple of weeks ago, I took MRIs, I did x-rays, I did CT scans, and unfortunately, for Britt,
oh boy,
I'm 100% cleared!
Whew. I think that Saraya's experiencing probably all of the emotions. Obviously the emotions on the surface of finally being back in the ring. It's been 5 years since she's wrestled. 5 years that she's had time to wrap her head around retirement.
Do I respect what Saraya has done? Of course. Women's wrestling wouldn't be what it is today without Saraya. But with that being said, Saraya, your time is up. We thank you for your service, but please move on.
You're cleared. What does that even mean? Do you know how to do this? Do you still know how to do this? You're cleared. No. We aren't clear, Saraya.
There's no question Britt has disrespected Saraya. Britt disrespects everyone. When it gets right down to it, she only cares about herself.
I know why you're obsessed with me. It's because I'm everything you wish you could have been.
You know, I've been in this business for my whole life, and I've made it through all the ups and downs that went throughout my career, and now I'm stuck in front of an ungrateful bitch trying to say that I'm not good enough to face her.
This is gonna be my comeback story, and this is gonna be your biggest match of your career.
This is absolutely a must-win match for me because Saraya is a name known worldwide. That's a dream of mine. I want to be a female wrestler that every household knows about and respects. And Saraya has that. So beating her means I get to be closer to that status. Then this is do or die. I have to beat her. I won't lose. There's no way. And I'm not gonna let her come into my house and think she runs the place, the house that I built.
It's gonna be you versus me at Full Gear.
I think Saraya absolutely has to win this matchup. You can't show up and call somebody out and have the legacy behind her that somebody like Saraya does and not walk away with a W.
Britt Baker goes down!
I want people to be inspired by it. From a girl that literally went through absolute hell, being told I couldn't wrestle again, ever, to then 5 years later coming back and being able to do the thing that she got brought up in life doing. I think that's such a wonderful story, like never give up, ever.
Our good friend was absolutely right. We know exactly what Darby's weakness is.
When you're in trouble, you call your friends, they stand by you.
I think we need to rely on this friend a little bit more.
Holy hell.
No, hold on a second. That's not...
Darby Allin, we know your weakness.
Is that... He's waiting on Sting.
I guarantee you, my best friend in the whole world.
That's Jeff Jarrett. What the hell?
Is gonna beat your ass.
I can't believe this.
A man who has a long history with both Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal.
And a long history with Sting as well.
20 years ago, a young Sanjay Dutt, a teenager, just embarking on his professional wrestling journey. Everybody told me, they looked me up and down and they said, Sanjay, you're gonna be something special. And one man called, that one man was Jeff Jarrett. He gave me my first job in professional wrestling 20 years ago. Fast forward 20 years later, here I am, the smartest man in professional wrestling today. His name is Sanjay Dutt, it's me. Fast forward now, here today in AEW, when I needed help, when my best friend needed help. We called the man Jeff Jarrett.
You just got a lesson from the last outlaw. You ask what that lesson is, Darby, whatever you worship, it becomes your weakness. You want to worship the icon Sting? Well, it is very obvious that he has become your biggest weakness.
This match is very intriguing because Jarrett's on one side, Sting's on the other. They are really two, if I can use this term, you can't really use it for everyone, but they really are two icons in pro wrestling.
You see guys like Jeff Jarrett, like Sting. I think to be able to see these two come together here in AEW is kind of a fan's dream come true.
I find myself in 2022 standing across the ring against Sting on an AEW pay-per-view. It's surreal.
Before I get done with this place, there's gonna be full body bags. So AEW fans, you can choke on that, slap nuts.
Sting, let me remind you of one thing. This man right here, Jay Lethal, who I've said it before and I'll say it again and I mean it with every fiber of my being, he is the greatest professional wrestler alive today. Whether you want to believe that or not, that is the truth. And Sting, the other truth is that this man has a victory over you. And Darby, on top of that, this man has a victory over you. And Jeff Jarrett, he has beat you, Sting. And Jeff Jarrett has cracked you over the skull with a guitar, Darby. And you were lying in a pool of your blood. So you think at Full Gear, November 19th, in this man's hometown, where his mother, his father, his brother, his sister, his cousin, his whole family will be in that first row watching. And they mean the world to me. They mean the world to him. And you think we're gonna fail then? Kiss my ass, Sting. Kiss my ass, Darby. We are not failing. I'm gonna prove that I am the smartest man in professional wrestling. I'm gonna prove to all the naysayers that he is the greatest professional wrestler alive. And I'm gonna prove to 1.4 billion people in India, my mother, my father, rest in peace, my cousins, my brothers, everybody in India, they're gonna see him This man, send him see. They're gonna see his ass. They're gonna say, Sanjay, you retired, and it's okay. We're gonna be fine because this man is gonna carry the load. And now you know who's gonna carry the load. This man.
I believe that this match means more to Sting because of his friendship with Darby Allin. You can't discount that. Sting came back to AEW, came back to pro wrestling because of Darby Allin. So if Darby gets attacked, Sting is going to be right there by his side. So I think it means more to Sting than it does anyone else in this match.
I'm looking forward to this matchup because it's just a match that I never would have thought would happen. So to be able to see this and like bear witness with my own eyes just intrigues me as a fan. I want to see Sting and Darby get that win. I think that them as a team, huge fan. I'm a huge fan of both of them. I think that they really bring something special. I think they have a really interesting, true friendship. I've seen them backstage. I've seen the way that they hang out and look out for each other. They're hard to bet against.
I believe that the song lyric goes, you get by with a little help from your friends, which is exactly the motto that we all live by. When the world turns their back on you, you have nothing but your friends. And Darby, when Sting turns his back on you, after he realizes that you're nothing but a damn trash panda that he's wasted his time with, you will need your friends then.
I've given this company my blood, my sweat, and my tears. And yet this girl, Nyla Rose, can come in here and steal my belt, and no one in this company can do anything about it?
The antics by Nyla Rose have really, really worked in her favor. She basically put herself in contention with the TBS title by stealing the belt.
Who's ready to take a picture with the TBS champion?
I've been there firsthand, seeing how pissed off Jade is of not having the TBS championship, to be feeling disrespected.
You get Nyla Rose to bring me my belt because she's too much of a chicken, or I will hijack your show for 60 minutes.
Hey, Jade! Hi, Jade! Looking for this? Hey, Jade! We got your keys from valet. Thanks for the lift. Bye!
Jade is special. There's something about being in her presence. It's something palpable about her.
She's the greatest athlete in the women's division. That's what makes her so unstoppable.
Jade, when you came here to AEW, you thought you were going to run roughshod all over the women's division. Well, guess what? It was me calling your wake-up call.
Jade Cargill is the favorite in this match. She's been embarrassed, basically. That's why I see that Jade will win the match and get the belt back.
You don't bet against Jade. That's one thing that I've learned. You don't bet against Jade.
This will separate the real from the fake. I don't need to brag, cause I know everyone is here for my show. Y'all really think I only do it for the dough? Let me set the record straight so y'all know.
I'm gonna show you exactly why the most violent storms are named after people.
When I get my hands on Nyla Rose and get my belt back, it's gonna be no games.
I think Jack is awfully brave here to be able to say he's going to go in the ring, confront two men who want nothing more than to destroy him.
The two of you have cost me everything. You know, I have a couple friends in my life who I've known 15 years, as long as I've known Luchasaurus. You wasted 3 years of my life that I will never get back. Luchasaurus and I were wrestling in dingy little warehouses, getting ripped off by carnies for $10, getting our asses kicked all over California just for a chance to get here. We made our dreams come true together. At Full Gear, I want you, one more time, inside of a steel cage.
Wow, holy smokes.
This match has to be settled in a steel cage because there's been so many different outside factors with these two men. I think we just need to keep things contained. No outside sources, no bullshit.
We were done with you, Jack. We were moving on to championships in gold. And in our first
chance at a championship, you decided to stick your nose in and cost us that match.
It just needs to be these two men settling the differences between them and to have a definitive winner.
It's obvious to me, Jack, that you're not gonna go away no matter how many times I put you down. So we're gonna have to put you down for good.
When we step foot inside of that steel cage after 15 years.
So guess what? We accept your challenge.
One of us is a beast and the other one is a man. It's time to find out who's who.
On Saturday, November 19th, it's one of the most anticipated matches in AEW history.
I'm cashing my chip in full gear!
The AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley.
Getting in the ring with me is dangerous as all hell.
The generational talent, MJF.
For the first time in my life, I'm gonna earn it.
AEW presents Full Gear Live.
This is not a game. This is my life.
The Acclaimed are a homegrown tag team here in AEW. They have risen to the top quicker than anyone.
The Acclaimed, to me, it's very cool. They are just red hot.
They have great symmetry, psychologically. They're on the same page.
The Acclaimed really are the hottest team in all of professional wrestling.
Jealousy can make people do crazy, crazy things. We see it every single week between Keith and Swerve and Our Glory. They're falling apart from within.
Whatever you did to Billy Gunn doesn't mean he's not gonna be involved. Here's what's different in Saga 3. There's uncertainty, like true and real uncertainty. And my partner, maybe just a little broken. I'm worried about you, dog.
What's there to worry about? I said I was gonna get something done. I did it. Regardless if you agreed to it or not, things got done. I'm raising the bar here in AEW. You are raising the bar in pro wrestling, in this whole industry, dog. I deserve that. You deserve that. Nobody else is gonna give that to us, so we're gonna have to take it. Any means necessary.
I don't care if Keith Lee had any involvement in what Swerve did to Billy Gunn, but the fact is, he's gonna be standing across the ring from us at Full Gear, which means we're gonna beat his ass.
Our minds meet. Our spirits are aligned when it comes to getting these tag titles back. In ring, that's never gonna be a problem.
Our main concern right now is walking out. In my hometown, still AEW Tag Team Champions, no matter who's standing across from us.
Who's stopping the Acclaim? We do not align on one thing. We don't need to cheat because Swerve, I am the cheat code. I am the anomaly. I'm different, I'm unique. Just like you're different. You are unique.
No one is stopping the Acclaim. No one's stopping scissoring. That lives on forever.
Doing whatever it takes. We are whatever it takes. Swerve in Our Glory is the difference maker, the trendsetter, and we'll show you at Full Gear.
Nick and Matt, we set on a path to change the world of wrestling.
Let's grow up and let's be professional wrestlers.
Who call themselves the Elite.
Well, it's well documented Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks helped start this company.
Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers ever to walk this earth, and the Young Bucks, without a doubt, the best tag team of their generation.
That credibility that they bring to every corner.
It's really hard to say that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega have brought so much credibility to the Trios Championship because credibility has already been established with the team that's champions right now.
We've abused Dark Order, humiliated Best Friends twice. We have headlined Dynamites, Rampages, and every step of the way we have been together. A family. Familia. So I think it's safe to say that we are a well-oiled machine. Razor sharp.
The Elite have been away from AEW for quite some time now. And whenever that happens, the mind always goes to one question.
How much ring rust do they have? They meaning Kenny and the Bucks.
Death Triangle, they've stayed sharp. They've been in the ring. They've been defending the AEW World Trios Championship. And I think that's a huge advantage for Pac and the Lucha Brothers.
And I promise you, they didn't miss anything that Death Triangle has been doing on AEW programming. I guarantee that.
You guys know that Death Triangle is the best. You can wrestle trios match, cage, ladder, tables. We don't care. You guys know we are the best.
Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are the best wrestlers of their generation. But you know what? So are Pac, so are the Lucha Brothers. This match is a gift to the fans.
I got a big question for you. You haven't been seen on AEW television since the firm's brutal attack. So, with your big match heading into Full Gear for the World Heavyweight title, how you feeling?
To me, the richest prize in this sport is the AEW World title. That's a fact. The highest honor you could possibly achieve is that AEW World Championship.
It's impossible to know for certain what was going through MJF's head during his time away from AEW. Perhaps he became more focused on winning the AEW World Championship, but he was already fixated on that.
This MJF is a child.
We see people that lead the charge of a generation bring professional wrestling to new heights.
He wants to be exactly like the heroes he grew up idolizing.
Guys like Bruno Sammartino, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair.
But he's going through a bit of an identity crisis right now.
And that is exactly who MJF is.
MJF drips and reeks of insecurity.
For the first time in my life, I'm gonna earn it.
There's a lot of big,
I wanted more money.
Giant.
Tony wasn't budging for a smidge.
Overinflated.
Daddy took his ball, went home.
Fat.
Tony realized that, oh shit, I need daddy.
Balloon-sized egos.
So he paid daddy. And now daddy's back.
Every time MJF has been faced with a big challenge in AEW, there's always been some sort of external force that mysteriously swoops in and helps MJF win those matches.
MJF is the type of guy that by any means necessary, you know?
I have done a lot of bad things in my life. And I'm not saying that if I win this title, it washes that all away. But more than anything, even if it only lasts for 3 seconds, what that world title means to me is being able to let go of all the bullshit, of all the trauma, of all the heartache.
And if a bloody email is what it took to get you to this place, and you've held on to that for 7 years,
it means it was all worth it.
You've had it easy, sunshine.
Do you really believe that MJF is physically tough enough to withstand the onslaught, better known as Jon Moxley?
He calls himself
a generational talent.
I'm sure he read that in a book somewhere. He calls himself a pillar, even though he has no idea what it feels like to have any weight on his back. And he calls himself the devil. You've never seen bad things. I've been some bad places and seen some bad people do some very bad things. And kiddo, that ain't you.
Ever since I entered AEW, I've had to get the spotlight stolen from me in my big moments. I am not waiting for the spotlight anymore. I am grabbing it.
I'm gonna want to pull the ring out. I'm gonna want to put it on my pinky, and I'm gonna want to bash his freaking skull in. But I really, truly, for the first time in my life, I want to earn it.
I have stared into the void of death. What are you gonna do to me?
I don't need a Dynamite diamond ring to knock your lights out. Because come Full Gear, the devil gets his due.